Alright guys, time to kick off the second half of this list with the poster boy of white. Zekrom. Gen 5 went crazy with the typings. A dragon electric type was not what I was expecting. Not only is it a unique type, but it's also my favorite legendary electric type. Like many legendaries, it has uber stats. With the base stat total of 680, it's very deadly on the battlefield. Its greatest stat is attack, which can reach a maximum of 438, the highest out of all electric types. Zekrom is based around the ancient Hin symbol around Taoism, more specifically, the Yin Yang, which is a directly reference of Zekrom's Japanese species, the Black Yin Pokemon. Talk about keeping light and darkness completely in balance. Despite it being my least favorite member of the Tao trio, Zekrom remains as my personal favorite electric legendary Pokemon. Hands down. Coming up next is another Pokemon with a unique type, Skarmory. Skarmory is the only Pokemon being a Steel Flying type. Its stats are almost identical to its counterpart, Mantine, except it's more physically defensive. Speaking of defense, defense is its greatest stat, which can reach a maximum of 416, the highest out of all flying types. The next time you play a game of Skarmory catchable, I highly recommend it. Skarmory has a very unique origin. It is said that it's based around a unique bird of Greek mythology, specifically Stymphalian birds, metallic birds with beaks made of bronze and sharp metallic feathers. These birds were pets to Ares, the god of war. Damn! I wouldn't want to piss off Ares unless I want to become a treat to Skarmory. While it may not be my favorite flying nor steel type, it does bring in as my personal favorite flying and steel type, both from the second generation, especially if they are grouped together. I love a lot of these evolutions. Umbreon is my second favorite. Umbreon is the very first dark type to be introduced in the entire collection. To get one, you need to raise an Eevee's happiness to maximum during the night. Umbreon is more of a wall in comparison to the others. Its greatest stat is special defense, which can reach a maximum of 394. Not too bad if you ask me. The sole purpose why I love Umbreon so much is because of its appearance. Just look at this thing. Quite of a beauty if you ask me. No wonder for why I love working with Pokemon in the night. While it's far from being my favorite dark type, it does remain as my personal favorite from the second generation. If you are like me, and you are sick of people criticizing the 4th generation, then you know why Weavile is up next. Being one of the 2 Dark Ice types to date, Weavile is an awesome Pokemon with an awesome appearance. Seriously, just look at this dude. If this thing gives you a glare like that, you know that you're dead. Its greatest stat is Speed, which can reach a maximum of 383, the highest out of all Ice types. Also, it's tied with legendary Pokemon Darkrai for being the fastest Dark type. Having a Sneasel holding a Razor Claw and raise its level in the night is one of the best things you could possibly do. Weavile is my second favorite Dark type from the 4th generation, as well as one of my personal favorite Ice types from the 4th generation as well. Up next is the first member of the Weather Trio, Groudon. Despite being my least favorite, it still holds a good spot on this list. Groudon is known for shaping and expanding the lands on the planet. This is a reference to its origin. Its origin is a tie-in to Hebrew mythology, specifically the legendary Behemoth, the unconquerable primal master of the lands. It is said that this particular monster takes on the form of some kind of elephant-like creature.
I don't know about that, but Groudon kind of fits the bill decently, I guess. Its greatest stat is attack, which can reach a maximum of 438. But it gets even crazier. It's got a new Mega Evolution-like appearance called Primal Form. In this form, not only does it become the heaviest and tallest Pokemon in recorded history, its attack and defense stat get a major boost. In that form, its attack stat can reach a maximum of 504, the highest out of all fire types. Speaking of which, Groudon went from a pure ground type to a ground fire type in its primal form. It also learns a new ability called Desolate Land, which causes a more intense sunlight so strong all water type moves are nullified. In other words, if a Pokemon that doesn't have Airlock or Cloud9 for the ability, its greatest weakness is negated. Need I also mention its signature move for Precipitous Blades as well? Groudon is a strong, brutal, and a terrifying legendary Pokemon.
We dreamed of creating the world's strongest Pokemon, and we succeeded.
Up next is one of the most famous Pokemon from the first generation, Mewtwo. Prior to the fourth generation, this was the most powerful Pokemon of them all. It was created by Team Rocket scientists, and thus it became a monster that was more powerful than its counterpart Mew, and is practically beyond human control. Like many psychic types, its greatest stat is special attack, which can reach a maximum of 447, at least in its normal appearance. Like Charizard, it has two forms, X and Y. In its X form, it gains a fighting Hittite, and becomes a physical sweeper. Its attack in that form reaches a maximum of 526, the highest out of all Pokemon in recorded history. In Y form, however, it becomes a more powerful special sweeper. Its special attack in that form reaches a maximum of 535. Do I need to go any further? Ugh. Mewtwo had arguably one of the most character developments in the first movie, when he started out as a tyrant, but then started to see the light after Ash's petrification after the main clone battle. Mewtwo is the most powerful psychic type, but remains as my fourth favorite Gen 1 Pokemon. Up next is my personal favorite fossil Pokemon from the 6th generation, Tyrantrum. Tyrantrum has a very unique type combination, being a rock dragon type. Awesome type combination if you ask me. This thing is pretty much a reincarnation of the T-Rex, one of the most dangerous dinosaurs from the late Cretaceous period. Its greatest stat is attack, which can reach a maximum of 375, which is a plus because with its ability Strong Jaws, which powers up moves that uses biting-like attacks, it can bring in so much damage that it's practically living up to a T-Rex. Good lord. I will say this, I used the Tyrantrum myself in my very first playthrough of Y, and it has served me so well. So good in fact, that it lives up as my personal favorite fossil Pokemon to this very day. And all around one of my personal favorite rock and dragon types from the 6th generation. Coming up next is yet another Pokemon from the 4th generation. This time is Hippo Dawn. Look, if you're getting tired of seeing Gen 4 Pokemon appearing on the list, then just don't watch this, as it's home to some of my favorites. Hippo Dawn is obviously no exception. Its greatest stat is defense, which can reach a maximum of 368. Sure, it's slow as hell, but it doesn't matter to me that much. But if you can get its ability, Sand Force, all of its ground and rock type moves gains a boost in a sandstorm. And I love that ability so much. Hippo Dawn is obviously based off the hippo, one of the most dangerous animals in Africa. In fact, the hippos hold the spot for the most dangerous animals in Africa for holding the most kills on humans than any other large animal. Holy crap! I should probably think twice before heading off for the African safari next time. Hippo Dawn is far from being my favorite ground type, but it does remain as my personal favorite pure ground type to date. Oh, hell yeah! Up next is my third favorite normal flying type, Swallow. Many Pokemon like me use this in many games with its evolution line in it, and for a very good reason. Swallow is the fastest non-legendary normal type. Its speed can reach a maximum of 383. We've been hearing that number a lot, haven't we? But guess what? That's faster than even previously mentioned Noivern. Oh, but come on, that's not even half of it. If this thing has guts for the ability, any status problems will have a 50% attack boost, excluding burn and frozen. Trust me, I've used a Swallow multiple times and it served me quite well. While it does remain as my personal favorite normal flying type from the 3rd generation, it only stands as my 3rd favorite of its kind to date. Oh, hell yeah! You know it! Ending off part 6 is the proud member of the Tau Trio and the only Dragonite type to date, Kyurem. Being the poster boy of Black and White 2, Kyurem is truly a monster that will freeze you quicker than you can say Unova. How so? Well, think about this for a second. Kyurem has 3 forms. His normal appearance, Black Kyurem, and White Kyurem. These forms not only make him look different, but changes his stats as well. In his normal appearance, both his attack and special attack can reach a maximum of 394. The form of White Kyurem's greatest stat is special attack, which can reach a maximum of 482, the highest out of all ice types. Black Kyurem's stats, on the other hand, are kind of the same thing as White Kyurem's, but they've been rearranged to make him more physically offensive, once again reaching a maximum of 482. Each of Kyurem's forms has a signature move. Oh, kind of. Regular Kyurem has Glaciate, which is a more powerful version of Icy Wind. Black Kyurem has Freeze Shock, which has a 30% chance of leaving the victim paralyzed, and White Kyurem has Ice Burn, which has a 30% chance of leaving the victim burned. Damn! Kyurem to this day remains as my personal favorite ice type from the 5th generation, and all around my 3rd favorite Gen 5 Dragon type. Thanks for watching! All the contents and clips that were used to make this video are all owned by their respective owners, so please support the official release. If you're liking the list so far, then please consider giving it a like. Add it to your favorites, or share with your friends on Facebook, Twitter, or anywhere. And if you want to see some more of my Pokemon homework for 2016, then please subscribe today for a Pokemon Let's Play update daily as often as possible, and a Top X video as weekly as possible. Thanks again, everyone, and as always, I will see you guys next time in my next Pokemon video coming soon.